Hello, welcome to today's video. This is part 4 of Pirates of the Caribbean, the easy piano arrangement by N. Devlin. We are on pages 2, and then we're going to go over to page number 3. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's see, 3, 4. We're going to begin on measure number 85. 85 is where we start playing our triads and our little arpeggios. It's actually not that hard to play because it's a little repetitive. Let's go ahead and talk about the right hand first. So we need to have a pretty basic understanding of how to play triads or chords. A triad is when you play 3 notes at a time. These can be in root position, separated only by thirds, or they can be in inversions, which have a 4th and a 3rd, like that. So let's talk about the right hand first. Okay, so the right hand, of course, is in 3/4 time. The first triad will be played, or most of the triads will be played in root position 1, 3, 5. Let's take a look at the first one. It's going to be D, F, A, and that's going to be above, about an octave above middle C there. That's going to be a quarter note. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 1, rest, rest. The next measure, it's going to still have 1 on D, but this time 3 will come to G, and then finger number 5 will be on B flat, this black key right here. Move your hand a little bit further inside the black key so that you can bring it down comfortably. There it is. It's going to be D, G, and B flat. This is actually considered a G minor chord, but it's in second inversion. And when you play that, it is also beat number 1. So the first measure, D, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, and then you can place finger number 1 on C, 3 on F, and then 5 on A. 3 quarter notes here. Let's play them. Ready? 1, 2, 3. F, F, F. And then you have an 8th note to a quarter note, which means you play it short, long, like that. So that's going to be short, long. The second chord is a C major chord, C, E, and G. Let's go ahead and do that again, this time with counting. 1, 2, 3. Boom, 2, 3. G, 2, 3. F, 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 C, rest. And make sure that you play that as an 8th chord, quarter note, but then the rest is all resting. And that's going to be essential because the left hand plays notes while you do not play in the right hand. Let's go ahead and talk about the left hand part now, that we've done that. Okay, so the first beat is going to be D and A played together. This is called a power chord as an 8th note, a little bit shorter than the quarter note. Notice how you hold the right hand a little bit longer than this 8th note. 2. And then you play it as a triad, just like you have the triad up here, but you play it 1 note at a time. D, F, A, then you jump down to G position. You play a power chord there, G and D, also as an 8th note. And then triad, arpeggio, G, B, D, jump up to F position. You play that power chord, F and C, F, A, C, then C major, C and G, C, E, G. There it is. I would recommend that you play those notes individually first, just to understand what the notes are and how their rhythm is. Then play them in tempo. Because these are all 8th notes, I would recommend playing 8th notes as your tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 just like that. I made a little mistake here. We're actually supposed to play G, B flat, D on the second measure there, which is going to be measure number 86, excuse me. All right, once we've comfortably been able to play that, let's go ahead and put them all together. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, so excuse me, once again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and last couple of measures are going to require a little bit of concentration. Let's go back there to measure number 87, which is going to be these 3 quarter notes at the same time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. And notice that the best way to know when to release the left hand there at measure 88 is when you play the C major triad like this. So we're going to be boom, release. And it's a quarter note, C, E, G. Notice that the left hand plays while the right hand is already up and away from the keys. All right, let's just listen to that one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 just like that. The next measure, 89, we're now going to be back in G position just like we did over there at the previous system. Right hand is going to be 1, 2 and 5 as you're fingering on B flat, D, and G. That's also a quarter note. 2, 3, 1, 3, and 5 again. A, D, and F. 1, 2, 3. Now notice these are now just harmonic intervals of only 2 notes each. And so the notes are A and F, which is to be played 1 and 4. A and G, 1 and 5. A and E, 1 and 4 again. Then you lift up 1, 2, and 5 on F, A, and D to be played as a dotted quarter note. And then you're going to continue the same way as you did before. A little bit different, but kind of the same. Let's go ahead and review those right hand chords again, starting at measure 89. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Remember 4 to 5, 4. This is a little different here. This is actually a B flat chord, D, F, and B flat. Okay, as opposed to playing this G minor chord, it's a little bit different, B flat this time. Okay, so practice the right hand chords and harmonic intervals first, very slowly. Become comfortable with them. Then, of course, play with the tempo, the metronome. Know that you can play them in tempo and that the rhythms are correct. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Okay, we're going to talk about the 8th note counts for those dotted quarter notes in just a minute as we bring in our left hand part. So the left hand measure 89. Once again, here we go. We're playing in G position. And let's count with the 8th notes. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and now we're in A position. 1 and 2 and 3 and A again and 2 and 3 and D. 2 and 3 and D and 2 and 3 and B flat and 3 and okay. So now that we've become comfortable with G, A again, D twice also, and then B flat. Just be comfortable with that. If you need a reminder of what these chords are, you can go ahead and write a chord symbol above each measure, just so you can see what it is at the beginning. Okay. When we become comfortable playing each note or each measure with their 8th notes respectively, make sure that you play it in good rhythm and in tempo with your metronome. Here we go. Once again, left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and D. 1 and 2 and 3. D again. 1, 2 and 3. B flat, B flat, 2 and 3 and just like that. And then when we put both hands together, make sure that they are still 8th notes, and this is quarter notes here. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And then when we get to the next measure there, it's going to be 92. 92, notice that we have a dotted quarter note now. A dotted quarter note has 3/8 notes in it. So when we count the dotted quarter note, it's going to be like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So we held this for 3 whole eighth notes. Notice that in the left hand, there's an eighth note and 2 eighth rests. The dotted quarter lasts for all 3 of them. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Whereas before, you only held for 1 and then you let go. But this one's going to be all 3. Let's put both hands together now with the eighth note counts. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and. Excuse me once again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, a little bit longer because of the dotted quarter note. Okay, so please remember when you practice both hands together that you do slow very slowly, 1 beat at a time. Okay, now we're on the last page, measure 95. It's going to be the right hand first. Let's go over these triads. 1, 3, and 5 are for the first 2 quarter notes, and they're going to be C, F, and A, 2 quarter notes like that. And then when you play F and C as a harmonic interval, this is the fifth, you're going to just play with 2 and 5. Just like that. So it's going to be. And then notice that you have that rhythm again. Eighth quarter. And this eighth, the C, E, and A, is going to be 1, 2, and 5. And then the C major chord of C, E, and G will be 1, 2, and 4 actually. It's a little bit different. Let's go over that again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3. Just like that. And then we have a B flat or G minor, which is a B flat, D, and G quarter note. 1, 3, and 5 for A, D, and F. Once again here, F, G, E, 1, 2, and 5 for F, A, and D. And then your right hand at the last measure of 101 will be an octave chord of D, F, A, and a D octave above. If you can stretch to reach this, that's good. If you cannot, just go ahead and play it like this. But if you have the capacity to stretch and hold this octave here, please play that. And that sounds like a perfect authentic cadence when it has a D there on the top. Now for the left hand, the same rhythm is occurring just as before. It's going to be F, F, A, C, 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 E, G, 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 B flat, D, A, C, E, again, A, C, E. Now when you have this part here, my recommendation is to do the following of the fingering. It's going to be 4 on D, 1 on A, 5 on A down here, 2 on F, A, 1, 3 on D, then jump and reach an octave D. If you cannot reach an octave D, go ahead and just play a D lower like this with finger number 3. Let's go over that left hand part again with the counts in the eighth notes. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 again and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Release. And that's your left hand part. But remember, play it slowly. Practice very slowly. Make sure that you can understand the notes and the rhythms that you are playing. When we're ready to put it together, do it slowly, 1 hand at a time, or 1 measure at a time, 1 beat at a time. Very slow. Here we go. 1, 2, and 95. you have it. That's the rest of this piece up until the end. Please practice slowly, and we will see you at next lesson.